How do you know my name? Leah, Daniel collapsed. Come now.
Let me tell you something I did not understand at first. There was this man I kept seeing almost every evening, and at the beginning, I told myself maybe it was normal. Lagos is full of people. People pass you today and tomorrow, and you may see the same face again. So when I noticed the same quiet man in a dark suit near Westbridge Hospital, I tried not to think too much about it. His name, though I did not know it then, was Adrian Cole. At first, Adrian was just a calm face, a sad face, a man who stood like he was waiting for someone, but never entered the hospital. Sometimes he sat inside a black car across the road. Sometimes he stood under the shade near the hospital gate. Sometimes he pretended to check his phone, but his eyes always came back to my side of the street. I told myself, Leah, stop being dramatic. Maybe Adrian walked nearby. Maybe Adrian had a sick person inside the hospital. Maybe Adrian was waiting for a driver. Maybe rich people also stand around for no reason. I was too tired to make everything a problem. I had two jobs, night classes, and my little brother Daniel to feed. I did not have space in my head for a strange man with quiet eyes. But then it kept happening. One evening, I left the small restaurant where I worked as a waitress. My feet were hurting badly. My uniform smelled like fried plantain and soup. I was holding my school books against my chest because my bag was tearing from the side. When I reached the bus stop, I saw Adrian's black car parked across the road again. This time, Adrian was not on his phone. He was looking at me, not in a rude way. Not like those men who make you feel unsafe with their eyes. No. Adrian looked at me like he knew something about me that I had not told anyone. And that was worse. Because why should a stranger look at me with pity? I turned away fast. The next week, something even stranger happened. My landlord, Mr. Okafor, who had been threatening to throw me and Daniel out, suddenly changed his mind. He came to our door with a soft voice and said the overdue rent had been handled by a charity office. A charity office. I asked him which one. Mr. Okafor scratched his head and said, Leah, just thank God. Not every blessing needs questions. That answer did not sit well with me, but I wanted to keep our room, so I swallowed my questions and smiled like a person who was not afraid. Then Daniel's school fees also disappeared. The school secretary called me and said Daniel had received a special scholarship. I almost cried on the phone. Daniel was only 13, but he was smart, and I was scared I would fail him the way life had failed us. I asked the woman who gave the scholarship. She said, an education fund. I asked the name. She said, it is private. Private? That word stayed in my chest like a small stone. The next evening, I saw Adrian again. He was across the road from Westbridge Hospital, standing beside his black car. Rain was coming slowly. The sky was dark. Everybody at the bus stop was rushing, talking, shouting, and trying to get home before the storm. But Adrian was still just watching. This time, I did not feel normal. I felt cold inside. I tried to ignore it. I really did. I told myself that poor people should not question help too much because help does not come every day. But the help kept coming too close to my life. Rent, school fees, then my grandmother's medicine. Then my job at the restaurant, the same job I almost lost, was suddenly safe after a new owner bought the place. And each time something changed, Adrian appeared again. Not speaking, not smiling, just there. One night, after work, I could not hold it anymore. I crossed the road before fear could stop me. My heart was beating so hard that I almost turned back. Adrian saw me coming, and for the first time, he looked scared. Imagine that. A rich-looking man in a fine suit looked scared of a tired waitress. I stopped in front of him and said, Sir, do I know you? Adrian opened his mouth, but no words came out at first. His eyes moved to my torn bag, then to my tired face, then away from me like he could not carry what he saw. Finally, he said, No, you do not know me. His voice was soft, too soft. I asked, Then why do I keep seeing you? Adrian looked across the road, as if the answer was hiding there. I come here for business sometimes. That answer was too weak. Even a child would know it was not the full truth. What business? I asked. Adrian looked back at me, and something painful crossed his face. Leah, you should go home. It is about to rain. I froze. I had not told him my name. The rain started falling harder, but I did not move. Adrian also did not move. We stood there in the noise of Lagos traffic, staring at each other like one of us had just opened a locked door. My voice came out small. How do you know my name? Adrian's face changed. And before he could answer, my phone rang. It was Daniel's school. The woman on the phone was crying. Leah, she said, you need to come now. Daniel collapsed. For 1 second, I forgot Adrian was standing in front of me. All I heard was, Daniel collapsed. My little brother Daniel, the boy I had raised since he was 9. Daniel, who always pretended he was not hungry so I could eat first. Daniel, who studied with a candle when there was no light. Daniel, who still smiled even when life treated us like we were too small to matter. I shouted into the phone. What happened to him? The woman at Daniel's school was crying and talking too fast. She said Daniel fainted during afternoon lesson. She said he was shaking. She said they rushed him to Westbridge Hospital. She said I needed to come quickly. My legs became weak. Westbridge Hospital was right across the road. That should have made me feel lucky. But instead, fear entered my body like cold water. Because in Lagos, hospital doors do not just open because you are crying. Sometimes, before they ask what is wrong, they ask who will pay. I started running. Adrian called my name behind me, but I did not stop. I ran through the rain, past moving cars, past angry drivers, past people shouting at me to be careful. My slippers nearly came off twice. My books fell from my hand, but I left them on the wet road. What was the use of school books if Daniel was dying? Inside the hospital, everything smelled like medicine and fear. A nurse pointed me to the emergency side. I rushed there and saw Daniel lying on a hospital bed. His eyes were closed. His lips looked dry. His school uniform was still on him, but one sleeve was rolled up. A drip stand was beside him, but the drip bag was not connected yet. That sight nearly broke me. I held his hand and whispered, Daniel, I am here. Please open your eyes. Daniel did not answer. A doctor came to me. He was a tall man with tired eyes. He said Daniel needed urgent treatment and tests. He said they suspected something serious with his blood and sugar level, but they needed to act fast. I nodded quickly. Okay, please start. Please save him. The doctor looked uncomfortable. Then he said the words I feared. There is a deposit. I stared at him like I did not understand English again. A deposit? I asked. The doctor said the amount. My heart dropped. That money was more than everything I had saved. It was more than my rent, more than my school fees, more than what I could earn after weeks of standing on my feet until midnight. I told the doctor, please, I will pay. Just start first. He looked away. That look told me everything. I called my aunt. No answer. I called my old neighbor. No answer. I called one woman from church who once said I should call her if things became hard. Her phone rang until it cut. I called my boss, but my hands were shaking so badly I almost dropped the phone. No one came. No one answered. Daniel's fingers felt so still inside my hand. I started begging, not loud at first, just softly, then harder, then with tears running down my face. Please, I told the nurse, he's only 13. He's my only family. Please, do something. I will sign anything. I will work. I will clean this hospital. I will pay small, small. Just do not let him die because I am poor. The nurse's face softened, but she did not move. That was when Adrian entered. I did not see him at first. I only noticed that the noise near the doorway became quiet. The doctor looked past me. The nurse looked past me too. Even in my panic, I felt a change in the room, like someone important had stepped in. The doctor walked out into the glass hallway. I wiped my face and looked up. Adrian stood there. His suit was wet from the rain. His hair was no longer neat. He looked nothing like the calm man across the road. He looked worried. He looked guilty. He looked like Daniel was his own family. My fear changed into confusion. Why was he here? Why did he follow me? Before I could ask, the doctor came back into the room and said, Miss Leah, treatment will begin now. I blinked. But the deposit, the bill has already been paid, the doctor said. The room became silent inside my head. What? I whispered. The bill has been paid, he repeated. Your brother will receive full care. My hand slowly left Daniel's hand. I turned toward the glass hallway. Adrian was still standing there. For the first time, I did not see Adrian as the strange man near the hospital. I saw him as the answer to too many questions. The rent, Daniel's school fees, grandma's medicine, my job. The strange help that kept saving me at the exact moment I was falling. My body went cold. I walked out of the emergency room and stood in front of him. Was it you? I asked. Adrian did not answer. That silence hurt more than a lie. I asked again, Adrian, was it you? His eyes widened when I said his name. Maybe he wondered how I knew it, but I had heard the doctor say it in the hallway. Mr. Cole, thank you, sir. Adrian swallowed hard. Leah, he said, your brother needs you right now. No, I said, shaking my head. Do not use Daniel to avoid me. Was it you? He looked down. That was enough. My chest tightened so much I could barely breathe. I should have been grateful. A part of me was Daniel was being saved because of him, but another part of me was scared because help that secret does not feel like help anymore. It feels like a hidden hand holding your life. I stepped closer and asked the question that had been chasing me for months. Why do you know so much about me? Adrian closed his eyes for a moment. When he opened them, they were full of pain. He said, because my family took something from yours years ago. I froze. What did you say? Before Adrian could answer, the emergency room door opened. The doctor stepped out with Daniel's test paper in his hand, and his face had changed. Miss Leah, he said quietly, your brother is stable for now, but there is something you need to know. Then he looked at Adrian, and I knew the night had only opened the first door. The doctor's face made my stomach twist. I forgot the rain. I forgot the hospital smell. I forgot Adrian standing beside me with guilt written all over his face. All I could think about was Daniel. What is it? I asked. The doctor looked at me gently. Daniel is stable. He is not in danger right now. I held my chest because those words gave me one small breath. But then the doctor continued. He needs more tests. This may not be a one-time collapse. His body has been under stress for a long time. Poor feeding, too much worry, and maybe an old condition we have not found yet. I looked through the glass at Daniel's small body on the bed. Stress. Even Daniel's body was tired of being poor. I wanted to cry again, but I had no strength left. I only nodded as if I understood everything. The doctor said they would keep Daniel overnight. Adrian told him to do whatever was needed. The doctor nodded at Adrian like Adrian had power even sickness had to respect. That made me angry. Not because Daniel was getting help, but because Adrian had stepped into my life like a hidden owner, paying bills I did not approve, fixing problems I did not tell him, carrying secrets I did not know. When the doctor left, I turned to Adrian. You said your family took something from mine, I said. What does that mean? Adrian looked toward Daniel's room. This is not the right place. I laughed, but there was no joy in it. You knew my name. You knew my brother. You paid his school fees. You paid my rent. You followed me for months, maybe years. But now you want to choose the right place. His face tightened. I never meant to scare you, Adrian said. But you did, I whispered. That's hurting. I saw it. His eyes dropped, and for the first time, the rich man looked small. He said, can we sit? I wanted to say no. I wanted to walk away and pretend this man had not just cracked open my whole life. But Daniel was inside that room because Adrian paid. I hated that I needed him. I hated that I wanted answers more than I wanted pride. So I followed him to the quiet end of the hallway. We sat on a long metal bench. The rain tapped the windows. Nurses passed. Somewhere, a child cried. And beside me, Adrian Cole rubbed his hands together like a man about to confess to a crime. My father owned Cole Properties, Adrian began. I knew that name. Even poor people knew that name. Cole Properties owned tall buildings in Lagos, Shopping plazas, hotels, and estates where guards looked at you like your clothes were a crime. Adrian continued. Years ago, before I took over, my father bought land in your old area. Many families were forced out. The papers looked legal, but I later found out some things were done wrongly. My breath slowed. Old area, forced out, wrongly. A memory opened in my mind, like an old wound. I was 11 when my parents lost our small home in Ajegunle. I remembered my mother crying beside a broken wooden chair. I remembered my father arguing with men in fine shirts. I remembered one paper with a red stamp. I remember sleeping in a neighbor's shop for 2 nights because we had nowhere else to go. After that, everything became worse. My father took any job he could find. My mother fell sick from stress. Daniel was still small. I grew up fast because childhood did not wait for poor children. I turned slowly to Adrian. Your father did that? Adrian's eyes were wet. His company did. Your family did that, I said. He did not defend himself. That silence made me angrier. I stood up so fast the bench moved. So what is this? Charity? Guilt? You destroyed my family and then watched me from across the road like a sad hero. Leah, I did not know at first, Adrian said, standing too. I found your family's file after my father died. I saw your father's name. I saw what happened. I tried to find a way to return what was taken. By hiding? I asked. By helping without opening the wound again. No, I said. You helped yourself feel better. That sentence hit him hard. But I was not finished. For 3 years, you made decisions around my life without asking me. My rent, Daniel's school, grandma's medicine, my job. You even bought the restaurant. Adrian looked away. I laughed again, this time with pain. So my life was never changing because I was strong. It was changing because you were behind a curtain pulling ropes. No, Adrian said quickly. Leah, your strength was yours. I only removed some weight, but you never gave me the truth. His voice broke because I was afraid you would hate me. I stared at him, and that was the worst part because I did hate him in that moment. But I also remembered Daniel breathing inside that room because Adrian stepped in. I remembered Grandma getting medicine. I remembered the rent miracle that kept us from the street. My heart felt pulled in two directions, and both sides hurt. Then my phone buzzed. It was a message from Mr. Okafor, my landlord. Leah, two men came asking about you and Daniel. They said they are from Cole Properties. They want to inspect the room tomorrow. What is going on? My hand started shaking. I showed Adrian the message. His face went pale. Then he whispered, Leah, I did not send anyone. When Adrian whispered, Leah, I did not send anyone, the hallway felt colder than before. I looked at the message again. Two men came asking about you and Daniel from Cole Properties. They want to inspect the room tomorrow. My first thought was simple. Adrian was lying. After everything I had just learned, why should I believe him? This was the same man who had watched me for years. The same man who paid my bills in secret. The same man whose family had helped break my family into pieces. So I stepped back from him. Do not play with me, I said. Adrian's face changed. Leah, I am not playing. Then why are men from your company asking about my room? I do not know, Adrian said, but I will find out. That answer should have made me feel safe. It did not, because I had seen what rich people could do with papers, stamps, offices, and smooth voices. They could take your home in the morning and call it business by evening. Daniel was in the hospital. Our rent was paid by a fake charity. My job was owned by Adrian. My brother's school fees came from Adrian. And now two men from Adrian's company were asking where we lived. It felt like my whole life was inside his hand. I said, maybe this was your plan from the beginning. Adrian looked hurt. My plan? To help us until we depend on you. Then take what is left. No, he said quickly. Never. How do I know that? He had no answer. That silence almost made me walk away. Then Adrian pulled out his phone. His hand was shaking as he called someone. He spoke in a low, hard voice I had never heard before. Find out who sent officers to Leah Morgan's address under Cole Properties. Now, he listened. His face became darker. Then he said, put Victor on the line. The name Victor meant nothing to me, but it meant something to Adrian. I saw it in the way his jaw tightened. A few seconds later, Adrian turned away from me and said, Victor, if you touch that file, tell me now. The hallway became so quiet that I could hear my own breathing. Then Adrian said, you had no right. My stomach dropped. So someone had touched the file. Someone knew about me. Someone knew about Daniel. Adrian ended the call and turned back to me slowly. It was my uncle, he said. Your uncle? Victor Cole. He helped my father run the company years ago. He found out I reopened the old land cases. He thinks I am trying to destroy the family name. I stared at him. And what does that have to do with me? Adrian's eyes softened, but his voice stayed serious. You are proof. That word hit me hard. Proof. Not Leah. Not a woman. Not a sister. Not a tired girl fighting to survive. Proof. I shook my head. I am not proof for your family fight. I know, Adrian said, and I am sorry. But sorry was not enough anymore. Before I could speak, the doctor came out and said Daniel was awake. My anger dropped to the floor. I rushed into the room and found Daniel looking weak, but alive. His eyes opened a little. Leah, he whispered. I held his hand with both of mine. I am here. Daniel tried to smile. Did I scare you? I laughed and cried at the same time. Yes, you scared me. Don't do that again. Daniel looked past me and saw Adrian standing near the door. Who is he? Daniel asked. I turned slowly. Adrian did not enter the room like he owned it. He stayed at the door like a man waiting for permission. That small thing confused me because powerful people did not usually wait. They entered, they took space, they expected everyone to move. But Adrian stood still. I said, his name is Adrian. Daniel looked at him with tired eyes. Are you the man who paid? Adrian swallowed. Yes. Daniel nodded weakly. Thank you. Those two words broke something in Adrian. He looked down fast, but I still saw the tears. For a moment, I did not see the rich man. I saw a man carrying a pain that money could not wash away. I saw a man who had done wrong by hiding, but had also kept showing up when no one else did. That did not erase the lie, but it made the truth harder. Later that night, Daniel slept again. Adrian and I stood outside the room. I was too tired to fight, but not too weak to speak. I cannot forgive you today, I said. Adrian nodded. I understand. And I cannot trust you just because you paid bills. I know. If you want to help me now, you will stop hiding things. No more fake charity. No more secret payments. No more watching me from across the road like I am a story you are too scared to enter. Adrian's eyes met mine. For the first time, he did not look away. Okay, he said. I breathed in slowly. And tomorrow, you will take me to your office. I want to see every paper about my family, every file, every name, everything your father did. Adrian nodded again. I will. And if your uncle comes near Daniel or my home, I will not run. Something changed in Adrian's face then. It was not pity, it was respect. I will stand with you, he said. No, I said softly. You will stand beside me. There is a difference. Adrian's eyes filled again, but this time he smiled a little. That was the first time I understood him. Not fully, but enough to see that the man across the road was not only watching me because he loved me. He was watching because he was afraid the truth would destroy me. He was wrong about that. The truth did not destroy me. It woke me up. The next morning, I walked into Cole Properties beside Adrian. The building was tall and shining, the kind of place people like me only entered to clean floors or deliver food. But that day, I entered through the front door. People stared at my cheap shoes. I kept walking. Adrian took me to a private office and placed a brown folder on the table. My name was on it, Leah Morgan. Under it was my father's name. My hand shook as I opened the file. There were land papers, old letters, payment records, and one picture of our lost house, the same small house from my childhood, the house my mother cried over, the house my father never recovered from losing. Then I saw one document that made my heart stop. It was signed by Victor Cole, and beside the signature was a note. Remove the family quickly. The girl may become a problem later. The girl, me, I looked at Adrian. His face was full of shame, but he did not hide from my eyes anymore. Then the office door opened. A grey haired man in a fine suit stepped in. Adrian stiffened. The man smiled at me like he had been expecting me. So, Victor Cole said the poor girl finally came to collect what she thinks belongs to her. I stood up slowly. For 3 years, I had been the girl who did not notice Adrian. But now I saw everything. I saw the man who loved me. I saw the family that hurt me. I saw the fight in front of me. And for the first time in my life, I was not afraid of rich men in fine suits. I looked Victor in the eyes and said no. I came to collect the truth. Adrian stepped beside me, not in front of me, beside me. And that was the moment everything changed. The end.